What's going on, everybody? My name's Nick, and I'm coming at you from my garden here in Central Florida. I'm making this video today because I really want to help new gardeners in Florida have more success. There's a lot of things that we can do wrong that'll decrease the amount of yield we get when it's harvest time, but this one mistake that a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, it's super common, they make this mistake, and it can literally ruin your chances of harvesting anything right from the very beginning. And that one thing that a lot of people do is they're planting at the wrong time. It's May right now, the beginning of May, and it is super hot. It's been in the 90s for a couple weeks. It's projected to be in the mid 90s, every day this week. We're not getting a lot of rain. The bugs are really bad. If you're planting what northern states are planting right now, you're not going to have any success. And for a lot of people who have been gardening where I live for a while, they might not find this as being any spectacular information, and it's not. For people that have already figured this out, their success has gone way up. I'm making this video because I see so many people wanting to get into gardening now that have never been in gardening before, and they don't find the greatest success. I've seen it with my friends. I've seen it with customers of mine, especially last year. A lot of people decided to have a garden that's never had a garden before. And when we got in lockdown, my buddies would ask me, they'd say, "Hey man, like, what can I plant right now? I want to grow this, this, and this." And I'll say, it's too late, because when we went to lockdown last year, it was like March, April. I said, it's too late for all that stuff, man. Grow cowpeas and okra and sweet potatoes. And a lot of people didn't listen, and they went out and, they failed. And it's easy to get discouraged. And it also happens when, if I post a picture of some squash that I'm picking, or tomatoes, or, broccoli or something like that, people may see those pictures and say, oh man, Nick's growing broccoli, let's plant some broccoli. But the problem is Nick planted that broccoli back in December, and it's at maturity now. You don't want to start growing broccoli right now. And it also happens where people will research a certain vegetable because they want to grow it. Again, for instance, broccoli or kale or anything. And if you research that, you're gonna Google, growing kale, and maybe In My Gardener comes up under Google. You click on that video and it's a complete growing guide, and you go from what you're seeing in that video. But the problem is that's being filmed in Michigan, where it's still in the 40s right now at nighttime, even though we're in the 90s and the 70s at night. So it's it can be misleading. You have to make sure that information you're getting is for your zone. This is zone 9B. And it can be really confusing because the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, they're selling all the wrong stuff throughout the whole summer. So it can be really confusing. I see it all the time. I'm a landscaper, so I'm at Home Depot and Lowe's a lot. We're also fixing up this house that we're in, so we're there 5-6 times a week. I always park in the garden center, and I see so many people buying things, and I really want to walk up and say, hey, don't buy that. You have 15 transplants, you're gonna waste 60 bucks. But I don't want to be that know-it-all guy that approaches random people. But it's so true. Do some research. If you're new to gardening in Florida and you want to plant stuff, look it up on the University of Florida website. There are, a few really good, garden channels here on YouTube for Florida, but they're harder to find because they're not the bigger channels. So, and if you're somebody that maybe has tried gardening since last year and you're just not, it's not falling into a rhythm, maybe it's because you're planting at the wrong time. So I really hope that this information can at least help somebody, or, maybe inspire somebody who's, tried gardening but failed to try again, and maybe do the research and make sure that they're planting at the right time. So I hope it helps. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll get back at you with another tip.